This is Life in the 1900s newspapers, where we read old newspapers. Today, we will be reading selected articles from the Seattle Post-Intelligencer from Seattle, Washington. The articles we'll be reading today will just be the jokes, and they will be the issues from April 1910. Let me know in the comments below if you think these 110-year-old jokes are still funny today. In the 1910s, one of the funniest men was Max Linder. He was from France, and he did quite a number of short, funny movies, which I will put in with this video today for your enjoyment. A very good reason. He. Would you rather be beautiful or clever? She. Beautiful, I think. You see, there are a lot of stupid men, but only a few blind ones. Mean thing. John, queried her husband's wife, if some bold man were to kidnap me, would you offer a reward? Sure thing, replied the wife's husband. I always reward those who favor me. Here's an advertisement to get rid of bed bugs. Yes, that's a very unfunny part of living in 1910, was having to deal with bed bugs. Here's a quick movie clip of one of Max Linder's movies that was actually banned in Germany and Austria-Hungary because it involved a brand new married couple in the same bed. a complete disguise. Customer, I'm going to a mass ball, and I want something that will completely disguise me. Costumer, certainly, sir. I will give you something nice. The census enumerator. Not only will the census enumerator keep as a profound secret the date of a lady's birth, but if he is really polite enumerator, he will assure her most convincingly that she doesn't look it. I think everyone is familiar with this logo for Victor of Nipper hearing his master's voice. Here's a funny clip from 1900 that shows Nipper not cooperating. An object defeated. Why do women wear such extravagant headgear? Asked the Chicago man. To be frank with you, replied his wife, it is to attract the admiring gaze of the men. Then why do you proceed to put out the men's eyes with hat pins? Utilizing the squeal. I understand you utilize even the squeal of an animal that passes through your slaughterhouse. Yes, answered the Chicago meat packer. We're arranging to lease that to the ultimate consumer for use when he wants to make a holler. I have read many a newspaper for my channel, and I find that sometimes the news articles can be funnier than the jokes. Listen to this. Autoing good for the heart, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, April 6th. Automobiling as a remedy for a weak heart was advocated by Dr. James Tyson at the Medical School of the University of Pennsylvania. One of the best forms of exercise, he said, which will tend to strengthen the heart of perhaps quicker than anything else, is automobiling. This, of course, is true, provided that the patient is not timid or of extremely nervous temperament. In automobiling, considerable fresh air is forced into the lungs, and in this way the heart is greatly stimulated without undue exertion. This little argument even had to go to the courts. Car seat yours if in it. St. Louis, Missouri, April 6. Title to a seat in a streetcar rests in the man who gets it first, in preference to the man who sees it first, declared Judge Kleebler in the municipal court. His decision settled a long disputed point in the conduct of strap hangers. William Glover, who got a seat first and fought to keep it from Oscar Wagner, who saw it first, was discharged. Would help some. Tourist in Ireland. I should like a room with an iron bedstead. Hotel proprietor. Sure, I haven't an iron bedstead in the place. They're all soft wood, but you'll find the mattress nice and hard, sir. Wife jokes were very popular to our ancestors. Same yet different. Bachelor. Before the wedding, you told me that married life would be one grand sweet song. Benedict, gloomily. Yes, and since then, I have found it is one grand sweet refrain. Bachelor. Refrain? Benedict. Yes, my wife insists that I refrain from cards, refrain from smoking, and refrain from the club. 10. Most people got clean by taking a bath once a week, whether they needed it or not. But they did have a shower. They called it the home needle spray bath. And here's a handy bathtub, the folding bathtub, with its own heater. Operates like a folding bed, self-heating, or fitted with toilet cabinet for use with hot and cold water connections. A tragedy of whiskers. Simon Ford said the other day, apropos of whiskers, "I have shaved off my whiskers, and it makes me look younger. People now eye me more appreciatively than they used to do. I, unlike poor Tom Angus, have gained by the facial change." Tom Angus was an architect of Tombstone. When they expected Mrs. Langtree in Tombstone, Tom was appointed to decorate the railway station and the streets. He did so, and he made a good job of it. And after the mayor had congratulated him, he said, "Well, Mr. Mayor, since you like my work, introduce me to Mrs. Langtree at the banquet, will you?" "Sure I will," said the mayor, "but you must knock that spinach off your chin first. Mrs. Langtree is a lady, and she could never stand for a rusty alfalfa field like yours." But," stammered Tom, "but Mr. Mayor, the king has a beard." "Cut down the alfalfa crop," the mayor interrupted, "and I'll introduce you. Vice versa," he added very decidedly. So Tom removed his rich whiskers, and that night among the banqueteers his white, nude chin was a conspicuous object. But the mayor didn't introduce him to the beautiful Mrs. Langtree after all. Between every course and all through the speeches, Tom kept winking and nodding to his honor, but it was to no purpose. He did not get introduced. And the next day, after Mrs. Langtree was gone, the mayor, when Tom reproached him, gave a loud laugh. "Oh, was that you?" he roared, nodding and winking at me all last night. "By Jove, I didn't recognize you, Tom, without your whiskers." In 1910, the most popular woman alive was beautiful, talented Lillie Langtree. Lots of male admirers would look at her picture in picture postcards and dream of meeting her in person, like that fellow from our last story. Waited a long time. Beulah. When he kissed me last night, I asked him to tell no one. Belle. And did he? Beulah. Why, it wasn't 2 minutes before he repeated it. The only steady. Though all things rise, we must agree, we find advice still offered free. The hasty word. You look blue and regretful. I am. I spoke hastily to my wife this morning. Is it possible? Yes, she asked me if she could have 2 spring hats this year, and without thinking, I said yes. In 1910, there were no dating apps, so women would put in advertisements in papers. Look at this one. Why she advertised. The Belleville man who got a wife through an advertisement and has been against the power of the press ever since, will be interested in this advertisement from the Missouri paper. Attractive woman, not a day over 30, would be pleased to correspond with eligible man. Not absolutely necessary that he should be young. Would prefer one with property, but one with a good paying position would be satisfactory. The young lady is of medium height, has brown hair and gray eyes, not fat, although most decidedly she is not skinny. Her friends say she is a fine-looking woman. Object, matrimony. Reason for this advertisement: the young woman lives in a little dinky town where the best catches are the boys behind the counters in the dry goods and clothing stores, and every one of them is spoken for by the time he is out of short pants. The mode of transportation in 1910 was the railroad. It was the only reliable way to get from one city to another, but you had to have the money for a ticket. As well as humor, art was appreciated in this decade. Mark Twain said that Turner's slave ship put him in mind of a yellow cat dying in a platter of stewed tomatoes. Hampered by conventionalities. Washington was crossing the Delaware River at Trenton. "Of course," he said, "I don't mind standing in this frail boat and gazing sternly in the direction of the unsuspecting foe, since the artists insist in depicting me in this absurd attitude. But the blithering chumps ought to know better than to paint these blocks of floating ice projecting a foot above the water. Any man with an ounce of gumption knows that the ice in this river isn't 8 feet thick." Angered by these reflections, he fell upon the Hessians shortly afterward with extreme ferocity. Thank you for watching. I will end today with a few more bonus clips of Max Linder in action.